Hello Oracles and happy Tesla stock split day. How exciting to wake up and see that all the price of the stock had been split, but my shares did not multiply. I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of the app updating, but it was very daunting to see that the stock price had dropped down to $300, but my share count did not go up. But again, this is going to change, and I know many people have already seen it. So super exciting. We've got our 3-to-1 split that has now taken effect in today. So looking at the charts already, I took a quick look at them. I know I was going to talk about them tonight, and I will dive in further. But everything holds the same because percentage-wise it drops. Charts are looking the same. We still have the cup and handle. We still have the consolidation going on. So I'll monitor some of the gaps tonight just to make sure, because right now that 742 gap is down to 247. But right now, pre-market, we are running back up some more. We've got the whole entire market that is up about 1% in the NASDAQ. So pre-market futures are showing green, Tesla up about 2%. So Gary Black had mentioned over on Twitter that the last time Tesla split, it actually ran 12.5% the day of the split. But then the next 3 days afterwards, it dropped about 18%. Kind of feel we might see something similar to that, a little bit of a bump today and then a pullback probably next week. Having conversations with you guys in the comments, a lot of us want to see the stock run. I do, but I think realistically we're going to see a pullback before we see the real run. We're going to see it. I have a feeling we're going to see it probably late Q3 into Q4 this year. But in the meantime, I think that we are going to see that pullback first, perhaps fill that gap down to 247 and then rebound off of that. And just for anyone curious, because I know some of you had the question of, well, if I have a buy order in for 750, is that going to split automatically? I have TD Ameritrade, it is split. I just checked. It is now down to $250 for my buy. So if you have any questions, just double check your broker this morning, but seems like everything should split evenly automatically. And so looking at the timing of the potential run we could see into the end of the year, we had President Biden yesterday had just announced and signed a bill to forgive student loans. So $10,000 student loan forgiveness, and if you have a Pell Grant, it is up to $20,000. And so as Cricket Mode had mentioned in the comments, this could potentially be like a stimulus check. Now, there's no details as far as how the people are going to be able to receive this money. They did say that it's going to take a few weeks for them to hash out how they can apply for it. So I don't think it's going to be a straight stimulus check like we got last time, but people applying for this, maybe people are paying $400 or $500 a month, and this is going to help them pay off the final bit of their student loans. And they could put it towards this, and now they're going to have extra money on the side to be able to invest. So while it may not be a direct injection into people's pockets to be able to invest, it's at least a way for them to pay off their debt faster, to have more free available cash to be able to invest. So timing of it, they said it could take a few weeks. We know it's the government. Who knows how long it's actually going to take? Stranger things have happened, but even if that happens a month and a half from now and people start to get this money rolling in the middle of October, now we've hit Q4, we've hit that point where I anticipate the nice momentum run into the end of the year. People have some extra money on the side. Now they can put it into the market. They can put it into Tesla. So I can see this happening. Don't know for sure. Obviously, we need more details on this. But great point there, Cricket Mode, that this could be another version of stimulus coming for the stock market. And when it comes to splits, we were talking about it yesterday. It's about accumulating as many shares as possible. And splits are a great way to do that. If you anticipate the company is going to continue growing, I anticipate we're going to get back to $1,000 by 2024. So if that happens, all the shares that we are getting now are just going to mean that they are that much more valuable. And then the next split, it's going to happen again. I don't know the future, but it just seeing the path that we are on seems like that is the direction that we are going. I have conviction that we are going to be going that way. I'll be doing that splits video this weekend about a decade of splits and all the other splits I see coming. I see 4 splits coming over the next decade, not including the one that we just got today. So when you start looking at accumulating that, think about how many shares you have right now. And think about, I'm thinking we're going to get 4-to-1 splits 4 more times. If that is the case, just do the math on that. Multiply your shares 4 times, 4 more times. So just do the math on that and think about how many shares you would have by the end of the decade if that does come to fruition. There are other significant implications that go along with that I'll break down on Saturday, but just think about the math on that. Even if you had 100 shares right now and you had 4-to-1 splits over the next decade, you're looking at over 25,000 shares. That's a lot. So Those of you who have more than that, that's a real lot. So just something to think about. Again, we don't know for sure what's going to happen, just looking at the progression of the company growth and the stock price and where the company is trying to keep the stock price right now. Just little factors that are in there. Things can obviously change over the next decade, but just looking at the decisions that they have made along the way till now lead me to believe that these things will come to fruition as long as the company does execute their plans as said. And Dan Ives came out as the first analyst with a post-split adjusted price target. His price target previously was $1,000, which post-split adjusts down to $333, and he has increased that price target to $360. Just seeing the strength of the company moving forward. So a raised price target. Dan Ives is the first one. I can anticipate many more analysts coming out, raising EPS, raising price targets. So brace yourselves, because I think we're going to see quite a few more of these over the next month. And then I also think that sometime over the next few months, by November, we will see the credit rating upgrade for Tesla from the S&P. So personally, I think it's going to happen in November after the Q3 earnings, but I think anytime in the next few months, we are going to get that, and that is going to be another massive boost for the stock price. And then just a quick reminder, today begins the Jackson Hole Symposium for the Fed meeting that is going on. So we are seeing green futures right now, but we're most likely going to get some information from the Fed, and that kind of uncertainty usually leads to a little red in the market. So we may see a little bit of a boost today, maybe a little bit of a sell-off tomorrow because the meeting ends on Saturday. And a lot of times going into an uncertain weekend, you tend to see a sell-off at Friday. That Friday fade can be exaggerated a little bit with anticipated uncertainty going into a weekend. So we may get some information from the symposium over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So maybe some red on Friday, and then depending on what the Fed says, will kind of determine what we see on Monday. So what I'm looking for the stock today is I would like to close over $300. Again, I still do think that we are going to get a pullback and potentially fill that gap down to 247. Personally, I would like to. That kind of cleans the slate, and then we can move forward. We don't have to. Again, gaps fill 9 out of 10 times. Tesla has filled every single gap it has created this year, but it doesn't have to fill. So I would still like to see that. I would love to see it happen, fill it, clean that slate, and then move forward from here. So I would love to see us close over 300, but I do think that we will get that pullback before the massive run at the end of Q3 into Q4. So let me know down in the comments, where do you think we are going to close today? Do you think we are going to close over 300, 310, or do you think we're going to get a pullback at the end of the day and end up closing under $300? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.